A very pleasant good day, my beloved brothers and sisters in Christ and outside the body of Christ. Well, once again, this is your Christian brother Eric Braxton, speaking to you all from his beloved country, Trinidad and Tobago, the land of my nativity, the land of my birth, Trinidad and Tobago, this wonderful island country that is in the blue Caribbean Sea. Speaking to you in the month of January, I think the last day in January 2021. I'm reaching out with my Christian right hand to my Japanese fella brother. Although I recorded, I think last year 2020, a video about him. His name is M-I-C. I spell his first name Michio. He does be with Grace Tyson, the next scientist, in his videos. In any case, I was listening to him from time to time as I come across his video, and he's talking about the universe and the creation of the universe and the Big Bang doctrine and the Big Bang theory, and he said he don't believe in no God and all these things, and he's given his own theory about the scientific community and quoting from other scientists like him now, physicists, about the structure of the universe and all these things. I want my dear friend to know that you see all these things that you are explaining about the galaxies and the moon and the stars and the laws and all these things was not made by man. Therefore, it was created by God. And none of these things did not came about by the Big Bang. There is no Big Bang. All these things came about by God. So in other words, all these things came from the mind of God. Yes, my dear friend, the mind of God, a person. The Bible tells us it is God through his wisdom and his knowledge and his understanding. He established the heavens and the earth, and with all the heavenly bodies, the moon and the galaxies. You see, he designed it and fashioned it. So it came from the mind of God. God created all these things. But you are teaching there is no God, and teaching that all these things just pop up by chance through the Big Bang and come into existence. That doctrine is wrong, my learned Japanese friend. Academically that you are learned, but you do not have the Bible. With all the lecture that I see you are lectured, you don't have the Bible in the hand, so which means you have to discard the Bible, and you are going with your own philosophy and other philosophies of men of your own standing, other men in the scientific community, just like you, who are teaching that same doctrine. All of you all are wrong. All of you all are wrong in the scientific community, because you cannot leave out God out of the picture. He is the picture himself. Yes, he is the picture itself. God is the picture itself, because all these things come from within God. Where you think the moon come from? Outside of God? It come from in God. And God speak the moon and design it and speak it. So the thought came from the mind of God, and all the planets came from the mind of God. It came from internally in God, and God speak it externally with his divine power, and all these things came into existence. Who created? Is God. These things aren't created by create itself. But this is what you all are teaching. So therefore, all of you all who hold on to that doctrine in the scientific community is wrong. But I know I will get opposition, stiff opposition from you all. A lot of people who are fans of this Japanese guy and Grace Tyson and all the rest of the scientific community who are teaching that doctrine, they go for say Eric Braxton, he's unqualified. He's not no scientist of standing, of our standing in the scientific community. Who is Eric Braxton? He's just behind a camera recording what he understands. But we are men of science, we are men of learning. You understand? We in the scientific community, that is our job. To examine the universe and to give the right explanation of it. But you all are giving the wrong explanation on it, because the one who created, you all don't believe he exists. And so therefore, since you all don't believe that he exists, you all are giving a wrong explanation. Therefore, you all reject the book of Genesis, because in the book of Genesis, it says God created the heavens, he created the moon, he created the stars, and he created the sun to shine. So it's a being talking there. not a rock talking day. So you see, you all are off track. And therefore, a lot of people who are supporting all these scientists in the scientific community with that doctrine will oppose Eric Braxton and will hold on to their doctrine, their teaching, and say Eric Braxton doesn't know what I'm saying. And he's following a white man book, the Bible, a book of fallacy, a book of fantasy, and all these things they will say. I expect all that negativity that is coming from that side of negativity and from all my detractors in Trinidad and Tobago and far and wide, wheresoever they are. I know I will get opposition from them. And not only me, other Christians who are teaching the same thing that I'm teaching. We all in the same boat together in Christianity. They will oppose us. That's how they oppose Paul, Barnabas, and James and John. But by teaching you all these things, because you all want to rub shoulder with the men of science, they are speaking with authority. We will put our trust and faith in them. They are the men of science. They are the men of solutions of the world. They will work out the problems and they will bring solution to the problems. And these men of science will give us the answers that we are looking for. So therefore we must look to them. We must put our trust and faith and confidence in them. And they will work out things for us and give the world a solution to all the problems of the working of the universe. That's a fallacy, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls over the world. I don't put my trust in none of them because half of the things they explaining, the thing they know, they doesn't know. Because they of themselves they say we doesn't understand this now, but we assume this and we assume that. Well, God assume nothing. Everything God make, He do it from the T to the letter, because He's the creator and the designer. And the Bible assures that, and we have confidence that God knows everything that He creates. Nobody can teach God about His creation. It's He had to teach created beings about His creation because He's the creator. You understand? And this is what and therefore Eric Braxton are reaching out my hand, reaching out to my Christian right and a fellowship to them, in a video form, because I don't have no passport and I have no visa to take a jump in a plane every month to go to America and have a lecture in some town hall and invite invited guests and talk about moon and stars and all these things. I don't have the financial wherewithal to do that. But if I was a millionaire, every month I'd come to America and rent a big civic center and invite people, and I'd be able to make my 5 tour in 5 states or make my world tour. You know what I mean? Every year I come to America or go to European countries, and have about, on my calendar of lectures, and teaching, right? For 1 year, I should have about 25 lectures in different places, whether in Spain, Europe, Asia, England, and America, in Chicago, in Miami, Florida, going up to Boston, going up to Maryland, Montana, North Carolina, South Carolina, having discussion in universities and discussing people with these things, what I'm saying here. But am I doing that now? I'm in Trinidad and Tobago before my little camera phone recording these important videos and hope that, and putting it out on the internet, using the social media platform, the internet, and pray and I hope that many people will have access to this video, even these men of learning, and when they hear what I say, they will humble themselves and accept what I say. But how much of them will humble themselves and accept what I say? But at least I'm giving the message, I'm putting out the message out there for all and sundry, ladies and gentlemen. You understand? Who created the universe? It is God who created the universe. These fellas trying to explain, to unravel the mystery of the universe by themselves, and no one cannot do that. No one cannot do that. And they fail to understand that. I have to remind them that from time to time. So I am playing my part in recording these videos, speaking to them in that manner, showing them these things. Whether they accept it or reject, that's the fact of the matter. You understand? The universe was created by God. The moon, the stars, the planet. These things can come into existence by chance. And can you see it is intelligently designed? It's intelligently designed. Oh, yes. Man can do that. That is bigger than man. Ooh, boy. That is bigger than man. I see how God creates millions of planets and stars and all these things I talk about. Ooh, look at much planet God creates. So when you find out how God create all these things, so you know exactly why He create all these things. So we can create one of them, but when God create all of them, for to see what He did, to see what He do, and on we seeing what God do by the revelation that is revealed unto us by the scientists with the telescope, big planet, big stars. When we see these things, or we little human beings on the earth, we are being buffered by that. So any human being coming and tell me that the scientists saying there are thousands of planets and it's running in the millions and you are not buffered with that, well, I am buffered by that. Oh boy, they know that so much planet out there and the bigger than the earth. Wow, that is awesome. That is big. That is great. I am buffered by that because at the end of the day, I can't even make one of them. That's the fact of the matter. But they want to tell me now a Big Bang bring about that. And there is no God. You see, they have it mixed up. They fail. They don't want to accept what the Bible say. They don't want to accept what the Bible say. They want to. They think they could explain. They think they could unravel everything on their own with all the scientific instruments that they have. They can understand everything and unravel it. You see, they cannot do that. They cannot do that. Because all them scientists, they are just living and dying, and as more live, more come, living and dying, living and dying. That is all what's going on. No? The scientists and them, they're living and dying, they're living and dying, living and dying. Some understand a certain percentage, they live and die. Next human come in our next generation, they live and die, and so they're going amongst the human family because that is taking up place the human family. But on the universe, it's still there how it is. On the moon and stars still there. What about all these scientists in the 14th century? Are they alive now? Or a lot of them were studying up the moon and the stars. Have any of them taken the moon and stars and gone with them? They have died, and the moon and stars is right up there still. Because God put it there, and none of them cannot move it because God understands everything what He do. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's a fact of the matter. So all these studies that we're doing about these things, about the function of the laws and all these things, we living and dying, and all the laws continue functioning. All the scientists in the 16th century and 18th, when the sun was rising and shining, look, they live and they die. When the sun continue and shining, and look, the current scientists are studying the same sun not living and shining. That was taking place throughout the century. Because God created that way. He created that way, and none of them cannot change it, including me. Don't care how educated we are upon this earth. We can't change nothing up there. Because these are laws that God creates and planets God creates. Why am I saying that? I'm showing you to show you that God is bigger than all of us. And we weren't able to change nothing that is taking place up there because He's in charge of it. He make it. And that's what we have to come to and appreciate and accept. And that's what I'm teaching all you. All these scientists in the scientific community, but a lot of all you will want to see, Eric Braxton is rude. This little Christian boy. He started off preaching the Bible. Now we want to oppose the scientists and them. Our educated and distinguished learned gentlemen in the scientific community. Yeah, he want to play super bright boy from the Caribbean, from Trinidad and Tobago, a little island country. He had the audacity to talk to these learned fellas that way. Chris Tyson, Japanese guy and others. Yeah, he want to point the finger to them and talk up to them with authority and for them to humble themselves to listen to me. Yeah. So a lot of all is vexed how I talking to them in that manner. A lot of Ole will oppose me for talking to these guys and reaching out to the scientific community with my Christian right hand of fellowship, pointing them out these facts to them. A lot of you all don't like that. You all think I'm looking for fame and prestige, that I is on some popularity contest. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to prove to these fellas that I'm more wiser and clever than them. A lot of you all thinking that way. What is Eric Braxton's sinister agenda? He's up to something, you know. That's why he's working on this video. Look who you're attacking. Grace Tyson, the Japanese one, and all all those in the scientific community, like he want to be their advisor. A lot of you all are thinking that way concerning me, Eric Braxton. I know that deep in my hearts of hearts, in my mind of mine. I know that. And therefore I'm mentioning these things to you all. And saying that I am rude. What is my qualification that I should talk to these guys in this way? These fellas have big award for the works that they have done over the years, from the University of California, from the University from this think tank university. They have reward from corporate people, citizens who have recognized the work they have done on the scientific community and decided to come to reward them. And they have rewards and all these things from the mayor of the town, from the governor of the state. Yeah. What do Eric Braxton have? That's me trying a cell phone record on video and talking this big talk. Talking big talk. Alright. Okay. I listen to what all you are saying. Alright, up in America and other parts of the world. Okay. So what all you want to do now? I mustn't talk to them in that manner. All I want to put a gag on my mouth. All I want to do what? Come down in Trinidad and look for me to beat me up? What is all the attention to all those who are thinking negative towards this little Christian boy, Eric Braxton, way down in Trinidad and Tobago? What is all your agenda towards me? All you want to shut me up for the new year? That I should stop saying these things? Again, these distinguished gentlemen in the community, in the scientific community, like Grace Tyson and all the rest of them. I might know all the name, but you all know exactly what I'm talking about. I should not speak to them in that way. Who is Eric Braxton? I should stick with my Bible and just stick in the field of Christianity. Well, I can't do that, because you see, the God of the Bible is the same moon and stars and thing they're talking about. He's the one who created. And that said moon and stars and planet that they're trying to explain, it is he who mentioned in the book of Genesis. And God created firmament of the heaven, and he created two light to shine for the day. The greater light the sun, and the lesser light the moon, and he divided the light from the darkness. He called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So the same thing the study and it's mentioned in the Bible is my God created. So that's why I have a right to talk about it the same way like them. But the difference is, I'm saying God make it, they say there's no God make it. But you all want to shut me up and put a gag on my mouth and try to quiet me down and say, no, I mustn't enter that field of discussion. I mustn't enter that field of discussion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world, I just want to say to you all, I, Eric Braxton, will discuss all these issues with you all from time to time. From time to time, I'll be raising this issue and this recording video and discussing it with you all. You understand? From a biblical perspective, of course. Because I'm not no scientist, so I'm not standing on no scientific platform. I'm standing on the biblical platform, of course, the Bible. You all know how I stand on this matter, right? So my Japanese guy, my friend, you have it wrong. You have it wrong. You are not a Christian, and therefore I'm reaching out to you, my right hand of Christianity, to become a Christian. And to accept what the Bible says, that God created the universe. and all the heavenly bodies. You will see it right in the book of Genesis, where God created the heavens and the earth. Yes, right there in Genesis you will see it. And therefore you need to go to the book and accept what the Bible says, accept what God says. And by doing that, and believing what the Bible says, now you will become a Christian. I'm not saying to abandon the abandon that you is already a scientist. You remain a scientist, but you're a scientist Christian. Now you're saying, now you're going teaching the other scientists who was once like you, didn't believe in God, telling them that God created the universe, because now you believe in the Bible. Now you have converted to Christianity. Yes, and I'm only talking to you, my Japanese friend. I thought this applied to Grace Tyson and all of them. Yes, yes. I want them to become Christians and accept what the Bible says, that is God who is responsible for all his creation. He made it all. 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 Ooh. So this is my message to you, my friend. What is his name again? Let me spell his name before I bring the curtain down on this video. His name is Michio. Michio. Michioku. Ku. And I pray and I hope that he get this message. And all those that know him, and I pray that he see this video and he himself will personally see this video and watch this video and hear this important, very message. He, Grace Tyson, and all of them will listen to this very important message that I have recorded. To reach out to them with my Christian handwriting of fellowship, teaching them these things, pointing them to these facts, to these truths. Oh yes, 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 yes. Well, brothers and sisters, there's much I could say, but I will leave the rest what I have to say on this matter for next time. For next time, brothers and sisters. So without further ado, in conclusion, may God help them to see this video and come to that understanding. In no other name but in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. Shalom, peace. See you all in the next video soon. Bye bye, my friends.